Welcome back, man. We back at it. We back at it. It's your channel, Pelican Bay Dog TV and News, giving it to you like I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Big shout out and big thanks to everybody that's rocking with the channel, everybody that's supporting the channel, and everybody out there that's doing what they're supposed to do with these pets and these animals across the world. Big thanks to the brothers down in the chat, the sisters down in the chat, and everybody watching the video right now. Hope everybody having a great day, a great Sunday, a great Monday, a great whatever, whenever you're watching this video, I hope it's going great for you. It's your boy, man. We got a bunch of dog news. We got some dog talk to talk about, some topics to talk about after the news. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. I want to send a big shout out and big thanks to the brothers and sisters down in the chat. Everybody that's rocking with me, y'all hit that like button up. We about to roll into this thing, man. We about to roll into this thing. Like I said, we got a good bit of news. We're going to be here for a minute today and just discussing a few topics, man. Just discussing a few topics. I want to say and send my big shout out to the brothers that competed in the South Bottom South Bottom Dog Show down in Louisiana this weekend. I want to send a big congratulations to the brothers that did any placing, and congratulations and shout outs to all the brothers that competed, whether they won or not. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, keep doing y'all things, my brother. Keep doing y'all things. Like I said, hit that like button up out there, and we about to get down into it, man. The first thing I want to talk about before I get into this news, it's getting to the point where I see exactly why these American dogs are so weak. And I don't mean pit bulls, I mean American breeds. When it comes to working ability, we as Americans, we got to stop pushing our habits onto them dogs, because we want to be fat, lazy, not doing nothing, because we want to be sitting in front of the TV, can't take 10 steps without getting tired. We want to be like that, so we want our dogs to be like that. We want to be, excuse my French, we want to be soft as hell. So we want our dogs to be soft as hell. When we taking these working dogs, Belgian Malinois, American Pit Bulls, Dutch Shepherds, Rottweilers, Doberman Pinschers, Band Dogs, and we taking these working dogs and we trying to turn them into pussies. America, I'm reading the comments. I was looking at the brother on Facebook that he posted a video with the Pit Bull pulling the weights. Great looking dog, stretching out, pulling them weights. And we got people up here talking about animal abuse, animal cruelty. Are you fucking kidding me? It's crazy how I don't know what y'all want from these animals. I don't know what y'all want. You see, I just got to be real with it. You worrying about brothers and sisters, how much work they doing with the dog. Y'all taking the dog from working, bringing them in the house, and you're fucking them. Simple as that. I did show after show after show after show of folk up out here having sexual intercourses with these dogs. You need to let these dogs work and do what the hell they supposed to do. You got them in the house, ain't no telling what you're doing with them. Like I said, man, it's crazy how the tree huggers, how the animal activists, you being an activist for the dog when the dog doesn't need an activist. Let the dog be. Let the dog work. Let the dog be what he was created to do. Okay, we can say the pit bull was created to fight. We all know that's illegal. So now that brothers find legitimate activities to put these dogs in where they can actually work, you have your activists out here trying to stop that. When you take the working ability from these dogs, then you cause problems. When you have a dog that's supposed to be out here working, and you want him to stay and be a house, a TV ornament, that's when we cause problems, because you got all kind of emotions and genetics and all kind of stuff built up in these dogs that need to be out doing something. They need to be working. That's when we get our problems. We trying to make these dogs into something they're not. They're not human beings. Let them be dogs. I had to speak about it, man, when I'm looking, and there's no disrespect to anybody who made their opinions on that particular video. But I mean, I just had to address it because enough is enough, man. Every damn thing is animal abuse to animal cruelty to some of y'all brothers and sisters out there, you know? And y'all the ones that I do not, are not speaking for. You know, when I say, talking about animal, we against animal abuse and all that, this and that. Listen, it's certain kind of folk that I'm not speaking for. The ones that think a dog just supposed to sit in front of the TV and not do nothing every day. Say I got my pit bull and I'm out there flirt pulling them, messing with them. You come over there staring at me like I'm doing something, like I got a problem, I'm doing something wrong. Them the ones I'm talking about. Sit your ass down and get out of our way, you know? At the end of the day, I give it, the pit bull is probably the only, if you think about all the breeds they got out there, the American Pit Bull Terrier is probably the only American dog that's still functional. I'm telling you right now, name me another American dog that's still functional in the way that he started when the breed was created. You know? And since, you know, their way of doing that with the pit bull is getting it banned, getting it where it's put down, getting it where it's utilized. That's the only way they can eliminate the working ability in the American Pit Bull Terrier. You know, and just pay attention. All American dogs that go to these shows, their backs and all that stuff is screwed up. They don't got the same frame no more. You know, it's just the way these Americans breed. That's why brothers in Europe, when it comes to buying, like, say, a shepherd or something, brothers, I got this European shepherd. They always say that European stuff in front of the shepherd because it's supposed to hold more value. Why the hell is it hold more value when we can both do the same things? Because we both ain't doing the same things. We both are not doing the same things. One people is over here turning this dog to a straight sissy, and the other people over here making the dog do what it's supposed to be doing. And then they take it and they sell it to you to turn it back to another sissy again when you get it over here. You know? Plain out and simple, man. And you wonder why this pit or this other kind of dog probably bit you or did. Sometimes, man, you just gotta let these dogs be a little more freer. Y'all want these dogs to be trapped into y'all little bubble. And then when the dog lash out at you, all he telling you is, I want to take a walk some damn time. I don't want to be in this damn house all day long. I don't want that little kid picking at me, grabbing me this certain kind of ways. You got to pay attention to what's going on around you when it comes to these animals. Yes, sir, man. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button up out there. Like I said, you know, we're going to go ahead and jump in a little bit of this news. We're going to Craven County, where a man was arrested for animal cruelty. You know, and you know where you always get it first. You know where you're going to get it at the best. You know, big salute, like I said before at the beginning of the video, big shout out to the brothers that placed in positions at the South Bottom Dog Show this weekend. We about to get into this news, and then, you know, like I said, I got a good bit of news for y'all brothers and sisters today. And not this particular article, but one of the articles that's coming up. We got some stuff to talk about when it comes to what's going on in that video. But like I said, man, we got plenty topics to talk about tonight. Y'all just come sit in, get ready, and let's get into it, man. PB K9s, fair and unbiased, raw and uncut.
Our new disturbing details on a man facing multiple animal cruelty charges in Craven County. The Craven County Sheriff's Office says several reports about 50-year-old Jarvis Hyman Jr. led to deputies and Animal Protective Services investigating him. According to warrants, Hyman left an adult pit bull mix without food and water for a month, causing him to die. In addition, warrants show 2 pit bull mix puppies died from being anemic, having low body temperature, and intestinal parasites. Warrants also show at least 9 other dogs were found in poor condition. Deputies say Hyman is in custody as the case progresses.
Yes, sir, man. Let's keep this news going. I got an update for my brothers and sisters out there. You remember when we did the article about the Bay County animal attack? Well, we got an update, man. The brother that was, you see the video, you remember what I'm talking about. The brother that was attacked in Bay County and he was in intensive care. Well, he's passed away. Sadly, he's passed away. Send our condolences, my condolences to the family. Just a sad situation, man. Let's get into it. K9s, Bay County, man passes away after animal mauling.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for having us in for news tonight. I'm Tom Lewis. You're watching News 13 at 6. Bay County Animal Control has euthanized a dog that attacked a man. The attack happened last night at a home on Laird Street in Panama City Beach. As News 13's Heather Basley tells us, the dog's owner is facing charges and the victim is in critical condition tonight.
The attack happened late Tuesday afternoon at this home on Laird Street off Thomas Drive. Bay County Sheriff's deputies say the victim, 49-year-old Michael Fabjohn Jr., was in his front yard walking someone to their vehicle. That's when the neighbor's dog, this mixed breed Pitbull named Gunner, ran up and got into a fight with Fabjohn's dog. Fabjohn and his friends separated the animals. Gunner left the yard but then returned and attacked Fabjohn.
It was described that the individual was thrashed about by the dog when the dog was able to get the man to the ground. So most of the injuries that we saw were located in the upper chest, to the neck, and the back of the throat, or the front of the throat and the back of the neck.
When sheriff deputies arrived, Fabjohn's friend was performing CPR on him. Deputies assisted her until paramedics arrived. Then they began establishing a crime scene, collecting evidence, and interviewing witnesses. When authorities tried to confiscate Gunner, they say the owner, Brendan Murphy, stood in the doorway to prevent animal control from getting inside.
So he had to be basically restrained and removed, and then tried to brace himself against a porch whenever he was basically told that he was going to be taken into custody for continuing to create a scene on the scene where we were trying to secure that so that we could provide those life-saving measures.
Murphy is charged with resisting officers and obstruction without violence. Animal control officials put down Gunner Tuesday night because of Fabjohn's critical injuries. They also say the dog has a history of aggressive behavior and attacks.
It is an animal by animal basis. It is not anything specifically against Pitbull breeds. The classification of the dog is basically simply based upon whether or not this dog has shown violence in the community before.
In Bay County, Heather Basley, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Well, last night, authorities described Fabjohn's injuries as life-threatening. Tonight, he's listed in critical condition at a local hospital.
The Bay County Sheriff's Office responded to a brutal dog attack on Laird Street that left a man in critical condition. That man has now passed away.
News Channel 7's Emily Clegg joins us live in our studio with an update on this case. Emily?
Nisa Barry, 49-year-old Michael Arthur Fabjohn Jr. was known by family as a caring type of person. According to a police report, on the night of February 4th, while walking his dog, Fabjohn's dog got into a fight with a neighbor's dog. The report says that after breaking up the fight between the two dogs, the neighbor's dog turned to Fabjohn, biting him in the neck. According to an obituary from the Heritage Funeral Home, Fabjohn was taken to Bay Medical Center, where he tragically passed away from his injuries on Sunday night. Fabjohn was a father, and while his family chose not to speak on camera, they shared that he was a caring man, always willing to lend a helping hand. The neighbor's dog has been put down, and no additional charges will be placed on that dog's owner. Barry, Nisa.
You know, we always get in and see situations on the news where police is executing a search warrant, or they're chasing after somebody, or they're doing this, and the dog darts out from some particular situation, or they could just be coming to talk to the landowner about something, and the dog just coming from a particular angle, and he's looking like he's going to bite. In actuality, he's not going to bite, and the police pulls out the gun and shoots him. You know, we see situations like that all the time. With this next article, we're going to check out where this couple says the police had no right to shoot their dog, and they're pressing the issue. You know, they're pressing the issue about their loved one, man. So, like I always do, I give it to you, fair and cut, raw and unbiased. You take, feel how you want to feel. We don't say you got to say they're right or they're wrong. You know, we're just here to watch the news, man. Here to watch the news and take it for what it's worth. K9s, let's get into it.
From a dog owner who says his dog was allegedly shot and killed by Carrollton police on Friday night. We're told police were responding to an aggressive dog call. KCTV5's Joe Hennessy has more from Carrollton, Missouri. We do want to warn you, some of the details and images in this story are disturbing.
Leighton Sprouse and Lauren Webb say Dior, an American bully, was known to get out of the house, climbing several fences and breaking loose, but they say she was not an aggressive dog, as they still process what happened on Friday night.
It's just sickening that they would do something like this.
Police were called to this area on North Jefferson Street when she got out again. Sprouse says he called someone he knew to get her back inside while he was coming home from work.
I guess she started coming coming to them, is what they said, and barking at them. So he jumped on the hood of the car, and that's when he said that they shot my dog, but he didn't see it because his back was turned.
Glenda Albrecht lives across the street, saying she saw the police lights and wondered what was happening, hoping Dior wouldn't get harmed.
I was going to move from the front room window to the bedroom window because the police cars started driving up the road to see where they were going or what was going on. And in between there, I heard a gun go off.
Sprouse says after their initial request to have her remains were denied, authorities told them she was disposed in a nearby dumpster. He says she was not there. That's when police directed them to this dumpster by the fairgrounds.
They threw her in the dumpster like she was a piece of trash. It was a horrid scene to look at. My dad had to dig her out of the dumpster.
KCTV5 has reached out to the Carrollton, Missouri Police Department about this incident. They say they are going to release an official statement Monday morning. Sprouse says they are now seeking legal advice.
She was very loving, you know, she would just lick you to death.
Get justice for her and make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else's pets.
In Carrollton, Missouri, Joe Hennessy, KCTV5 News.
Oh, man. You know, I got to stop right here real quick. Because they said that after the police shot the dog, they put him in the dumpster. You tell me if this is an even playing field we working with out here, my brothers and sisters. This is an even playing field. They can throw a dog in the dumpster, but if my dog died natural causes and I put him in the dumpster, I'm gonna get arrested and charged with not burying the dog right or something. I'm gonna get a charge. But you telling me they can shoot a dog that doesn't need to be shot? Them folk giving them hell about shooting their dog for nothing. And then you turn around, throw them in the dumpster? Oh, man. Y'all know damn well that shit wouldn't fly with us. You know, brother down in the chat, you'll be charged up. You'll be cased up if you take, I don't care if your dog died, he's 12 years old from old age. He died and you throw him in the dumpster and they found out about it, they're going to give you hell about it. You know, we seen it too many times and I done did too many news articles, even with the brother in Murder Beach, threw his dead dogs in the dumpster. Charged, he got charged. So what's the difference between these folk? Does being a police officer mean you can break every law it is? We understand you breaking law here and there, like when you speeding through traffic or doing, we understand certain stuff, but it don't mean you just totally immune to everything that them folks say is you gotta go know the laws. It ain't right, man. And like I said, all you got to do is pay attention. Don't wait till it happen to you and then you want to stand up for the next brother when you see it happening to them, you know? Because if you don't, like I said, you don't stand up for the next brother, when it happen to you, nobody ain't going to rock with you. They going to let you handle that on your own. You know, it's more power in numbers when it comes to anything. You know, and I just don't know, how a dog can end up in the dumpster and that particular police force felt like they did something right. You had to know that was wrong when you shot the dog, you know it was going to be some type of problems. 2, you threw him in the dumpster and then you try to hide the dog in the dumpster. Didn't want to tell the people which dumpster he was in because you know they're going to get him checked to see what's what with the dog. You know, how do you know the dog wasn't still living when y'all threw him in the dumpster? Still breathing. But you know, you probably figured he was going to die or something, so you know, went ahead and tossed him. It's a whole bunch of shady stuff that's going on in this particular situation, my brothers and sisters, you know. But like I said, man, if the shoe was on the other foot, brother be cased up and charged up. You know, but since a police officer did it, you know how that go, man. You know how that go. Now, I got another update. You know, like I said, we're going to go ahead and knock a lot of this news out. Appreciate all the brothers and sisters that's coming up in here, tuning in. You know, now we're going to Kansas. You remember when I gave y'all the Kansas dog attack? The pack of dogs attacked the brother riding his bike through the neighborhood, and they had took the brother life riding his bike through the neighborhood. Well, we got an update on that, man. We got an update on that. I want to say an arrest has been made, but at the same time, I got a little bit more video footage from the actual attack from what I showed you that day, so you'll get a kind of a clear picture of what that brother was dealing with when the dogs jumped on him. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, man. Kansas brother who was fatally mauled by a pack of dogs, and the thing about it, they still haven't got all the dogs yet. They asking, like the news people over there are asking what's going on with the dogs. Nobody can give an answer. It's like when the dogs did what they did to that brother, all of them scattered out, like humans. All of them scattered out. And you hoping that he don't tell on him, and he hoping that he don't tell on him. Everybody at their house trying to chill with their owners now. But all y'all was over there attacking that man. It's kind of like that, man. It's like they can't find the dogs. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get into it.
Tonight, new details about a deadly dog mauling in Kansas City that happened back in November. 46-year-old Chris Culbertson was brutally attacked by a pack of dogs and died a few days later. Fox 4's Reagan Porter has more on the latest details from the Kansas City Pet Project. Off Gregory.
Kansas City Pet Project says in the last 2 years, they had a few calls for service come from the neighborhood where Chris Culbertson was attacked and killed by dogs. Interim Chief of Animal Services Eric Thompson says they took 2 reports of German Shepherds on the loose in early 2023. Then another report came in the next year in the same area. Thompson says officers don't believe those animals were the same dogs that killed Culbertson.
So there was no evidence that these 2 German Shepherds or other dogs that may have been reported loose in the area were associated with that case.
Thompson said in general, if an animal is a repeat offender or the bite is severe enough, then KC Pet Project will write a letter of intent to deem the dog dangerous. He said the city then gets the final say on if the dog stays in their custody. Thompson would not confirm if a letter was in motion regarding the dogs responsible for Culbertson's death.
Any dog that's reported to us in an animal incident, like an animal bite or an animal attack on another animal, those animals are hopefully reported to us, and that's the key part. It's got to be reported to us, and then it starts a system of investigation.
We asked Kansas City Pet Project and police, where are the dogs that killed Culbertson located now? Pet Project told us they could not comment on the active investigation. Police said they're still working to gather more information. Reagan Porter, Fox 4, working for you.
I guess today gonna be day of updates, my brother. Y'all, my sisters, y'all go ahead and hit that like button up. Let's go to Cincinnati. Now, you remember when I gave y'all the video just a week or so back? The Cincinnati child was mauled to death by, you remember the mother was crying because she sent the child to get babysitted, and they woke up and the person said they woke up and the dog had done attacked the child on the chair or something like that. So we getting into this news article. We got an update. The dad was arrested, and they gonna tell you what's what and how it happened or whatever. I just think, sad situation for anybody to lose their life, let alone a child. I think they waited a long time to say they're gonna put charges on a person when there's a life loss. If you're gonna put charges on them, that should have happened on that very, very same day. I mean, it don't matter that it's a couple weeks later, but I mean, something that serious, it's like the law enforcement didn't take it as serious. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Everybody's different. I just couldn't take one of my animals harming a child. I don't know where my mind will take me at if that happened. I know I would get rid of them, for the most part. It won't be no question about putting certain ones down, when you do things like that. It just, like I always say, man, we got to practice responsibility, But let's get into this, man. Cincinnati, Ohio, toddler mauled to death, dad arrested. PB K9s, let's go.
A Cincinnati father is facing charges related to the death of his daughter. So police say that she was killed by 2 dogs. Jessica Schmidt has an update on this case from the Alert Desk.
A Hamilton County grand jury indicted Warren Houston for involuntary manslaughter, endangering children, and reckless homicide. Those charges are related to the death of this little girl, his daughter, 3-year-old Kingsley Wright. Cincinnati police say Wright was mauled to death by 2 dogs inside of a Roselawn home back in December. Records show Houston called 911 and said he woke up and found his daughter dead but didn't know what happened. He told dispatchers the little girl had been asleep in the living room and said that the dogs were in their cage. A spokesperson for Cincinnati Animal Care says they removed 3 dogs from the house that day. Wright's mother, Gina Smith, told our partners at the Inquirer that Wright was sassy and smart and loved to sing and dance. So far, Houston has not been booked into the jail. We also don't know when he'll appear in court. We do expect to get more information once he does. At the alert desk, Jessica Schmidt, Fox 19 now.
All right.
Now, I got a response to the brother Shaka Zulu dropped a good video on Facebook, and I'm going to replay that video for y'all brothers, and I give my little response to it, or at least my opinion to it, and a great video, a great topic to speak about, so we'll get into that in a few minutes. But right now, I want to talk about this, right? When it comes to Eli and it comes to Jeep, you see, Working Line has said this a long time ago when I first started talking about Bo, right? When I was talking about Sambo, and he was trying to crack on me that time, and he was talking about I didn't know what I was talking about, this and that, and he was saying Sambo was an Eli dog, right? But now, this is what I'm saying. To an extent, what he was saying was correct, but the way he tried to push it off, it wasn't gonna get no fly. This is what I'm talking about. When it comes to Eli, and Jeep, wouldn't Jeep be considered, a partially Eli dog? And I could be wrong, but I'm just asking, wouldn't Jeep be considered the Eli? Or a percentage of Eli? Not, because he got other dogs in him, but a percentage of Eli. So my question is, how do these bloodlines, we got Eli, Jeep, you got about 3 or 4 bloodlines that people represent as bloodlines today, and they're not even 4 generations from Eli. You got Jeep, you got another dog, you got this dog, and all these dogs are coming or got some Eli dogs in them. So like I said, my question is, what was they calling Jeep during the time when Jeep was, when he was living? Because they wasn't saying he was a Jeep dog. He is Jeep himself. But what kind of dog is Jeep? Oh, a Finley Boy Honey Bunch. Oh, okay. Honey Bunch is off who? Bully Son, right? Bully Son is off who? Eli. So that's why I'm saying, the bloodlines and different things will kind of trick a brother if you don't pay attention to things. You'll think, oh, this Jeep dog is so far from kin to this Eli dog. When you look in your pedigree, you see Eli right there, and you will see Jeep right here. So it's like, you got to be real careful and just read these pedigrees. And it goes back to, these brothers made their dogs famous back in the days, and they didn't go by the things that y'all going by now. When brothers made names for their dogs, when brothers took their dogs to their kennel, it was what it was. That was the start of whatever they was trying to do. If the dog was successful, then it was what it was. I could have got a dog directly off Eli, and he's successful, and that's a whole nother bloodline. You got Eli, and just say, I'm just going to, use Bully Son. How many people say we got Bully Son dogs? Sambo went into a heavy bred Bully Son dog. So Bully Son, Bully Son, Bully Son, Bully Son. Well, damn, that's Eli. We go from Bully Son to Honey Bunch. I got a Honey Bunch dog. I got a Honey Bunch dog, right? We go from Eli, I got an Eli dog, They rep it, they rep it, they rep it. I got a bully son dog. They rep it, they rep it, they rep it. I got a honey bunch dog. There's a bloodline. All three of these dogs are bloodlines. Are considered bloodlines two brothers. I hear it all the time. I hear you calling dogs bully son. I hear you calling dogs honey bunch and Eli. Okay, now we got Jeep. That's 4 different bloodlines in between Eli and Jeep. Eli, bully son, honey bunch, and Jeep. How the hell did them brothers, got lines without waiting 4 generations? How the hell did they get lines without making crosses? How the hell did they get lines without going through all the stuff that these brothers go through today to keep you from getting where you need to be at in this dog game? You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're going to discuss that in a minute when we talk about in our response to the brother Shaka video. But yeah, man, I'm just wondering, I'm looking at Jeep. He's not full Eli, but you see it back there. And nowadays, brothers can see a dog one time in their damn pedigree in their 4th generation. And it's this kind of dog, it's that kind of dog. It's a Big John dog. Big John in the pedigree one damn time. They ain't got no more walkabout dogs in the pedigree. And it's a Big John dog. Or you may have it 2 times, and that's just how brothers do. But why, I'm trying to figure out, and I just gave you an example. Eli, bully son, honey bunch, and Jeep. White tab. These are tab dogs. These are tab dogs. These are tab dogs. Why the hell you can't do the same thing these brothers did 5 generations? Y'all talking about 4 generations when this is 4 generations of bloodlines. Eli, bully son, honey bunch, Jeep, white tab. And then please don't bring up none of tab sons that brothers done start running a line off of. How the hell you do it? You better be wise, man. You better be wise and pay attention out here before you get left behind. It just is what it is, man. It is what it is, like I always say. Just some things to talk about and some things to wonder about when it comes to this Pitbull world, this Pitbull game. Every day you ask a brother, you can get on Facebook right now and say, what does it take to create your bloodline? And watch how many comments you get, right? But then turn around and ask them why the brothers that had the dogs that they know about didn't go by these same rules. That's all I got to say about that, man. Now, I do want to say this, because, hey, when it comes to Mr. Carver, I notice a lot of people always say Carver, Carver, Carver. Mr. Maurice Carver, legend, legend, legend. Mr. Maurice Carver. You really don't really talk about Mr. Mayfield that much. And I had to think about it. It's because a lot of y'all dogs are coming off the Carver stuff. You don't got the Mayfield stuff in it. See, I represent the Mayfield dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's what my dogs got in it. That Mayfield lightning stuff coming off Mr. Mayfield's stock in his yard. These are not Carver-based dogs, the ones I got. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Mr. Mayfield, Mr. Tudor, of course, but we ain't putting them in it right now. We just talking about Carver and Mayfield. Because people always talking about Carver, 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 like he did so much. I keep telling brothers, man, and this is no hate to nobody that did anything great with these dogs back in the days. Only thing great these old school brothers did with these dogs is breed them and keep it going on. They ain't do nothing else no different than what you're doing right now. Do y'all brothers and sisters not understand that it was not that many people with pit bulls back in the days compared to what it is now? So it was easier for these brothers to stand out. You know what I'm saying? All they doing is raising dogs, rolling dogs, and that's it. Simple as that. There's no scientific work to it. But having a sharp eye to what you're trying to breed, the best of the best and good dogs and things like that. And great producing dogs, whether it's best of the best or not, great producing dogs. Because best of the best don't always mean you're going to get the best dogs. Your two best dogs might have a lot of genetic problems. So now that you say you're going to breed best of the best, okay, now we got a litter full of genetically effed up puppies. But it's best of the best. So best of the best is not always good. Just remember that, brothers. You know, just remember that. Like I said, man, big salute to Mr. Don Mayfield. Big salute to Mr. Maurice Carver. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my dogs are Mayfield dogs. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who got them yellow, them dogs that, you know, that we got, the Mayfield dogs. You know what I'm saying? At least if they got the Red Boy Jocko stuff in it. You know, coming through the Jocko side. Not through the Red Boy side, but through the Jocko side. You know, the Red Boy side, hey, we just be honest, that shit stop at Mr. Bass. We just, you know, if any brother who wanna, you know, you got brothers who wanna believe a lie, and then you got brothers who just don't care. At the end of the day, none of us care about Red Boy. But at the end of the day, we know it's all true. Red Boy, real genetic pedigree stops with him. That shit after Red Boy, none of that shit is real. But it don't matter today. You know, it don't matter today. Period. One of the best producing dogs to ever touch this soul. Don't matter. But if you act like, you know, he is really off Till's Jeff, and that's his real pedigree, and you want to stand on it, you know, you just lost in the game. Now, what I'm going to do, you know, I'm going to play the brother Shaka video. Big salute to you, my brother. Great topic to talk about. Like I said, you made a great point, and I just want to address my opinion about the situation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let his video play, and y'all check it out. Drop down in the chat. You know, if y'all have any opinions about it or anything, I'm going to respond to the video after the video is done.
Greetings to everyone. I'm here to respond on a post that Cayenne made. And I'm here to give the full picture, not just an excerpt. Kobe, what up, E? Kobe, when you say dope man destroy the game, you're partly right. But what do you mean? Because, what up, Rico? What do you mean, Kobe? Because, what are you saying? Just say it outright. Black folks ruin the game? Because that's what you're saying. Black folks ruin the game? Because most of the dope boys was black or Latinos. So you saying black and Latinos ruin the game? That's partly right. What up, Too Real? That's partly right. But here's the bigger picture. The Klansmen in the game, the white folks in the game that, you know, that's still under the false mindset that one is better than the other because of color, and that couldn't stand black folks. A lot of them had these dogs, but it was most of them that had these dogs. The white folks that wasn't into that shit, you know what I mean? It was plenty of them that wasn't a part of that shit. But their friends was a part of that shit, so they were semi-connected. So, I know for a fact, and I'm going to break it down how it happened. I'm not going to mention no names, but I'm going to mention how it happened, how the game dog got fucked up. And the reason why I say Klansmen and dope men fucked up the game. Dope men didn't have these dogs at first. They had to buy them from somewhere. Right? So let me tell you a little story. And I heard this more than a few times from other few brothers that did this too. Back in the 90s, the dope game was good. Niggas had money like this, millions in cash and all types of shit. Okay? Yet and still, you got to understand a lot of these Klansmen that had the dogs, they didn't really have a lot of money. If you seen where they live and things like that, you know, they live day by day. A lot of them had a lot of dogs on their yard. You go visit their yard, they come out there in their overalls, barefoot, walking out. They didn't have much of anything. You know, the house looked like a shanty, you know what I mean? They didn't have much of anything, but they had great dogs, right? A brother of mine back then that was into the game, you know, in a Sporting Dog Journal and the Gazette. These are old ones I got. You know, I got Sporting Dog Journals. I got the one. I gotta find the cover to this one. January, February 2000. You know, I got this one. I got the cover in there somewhere, and I got some journals in here. And these Klansmen was running ass selling pups. They didn't intend for niggas to buy them. So, one of my brothers, true story. What up, Bill? One of my brothers, who was hood rich for real, sought out one of these people, not just because it was Klansman. I didn't think he really cared or even knew anything about that until he got there. And this was his account of things that happened. He went to go purchase a pup. Look at the pup. Him and one of his girlfriends. But when he went to purchase the pup, he had 2 duffel bags full of money. One duffel bag about 15, 20 grand. The other one, same amount. So it was about 30 to 40 grand right there. Okay? So he went to see a gentleman to purchase some pups. And upon arriving there, the gentleman greeted him and his wife, overalls, barefoot, and all that shit, you know what I mean? Y'all full of good dogs. So my brother inquired about, a pup on, that was advertised. So when he got there, the dude was like, yeah, he had jacked the price up and shit on the pup and everything. Like, yeah, this pup gonna cost blah, 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 blah. So my brother looked and said, okay. So he looking around the yard. He spots a few grown dogs. He said, what about that dog there? The dude said, nah, that's too much. It's too expensive for you. You won't be able to pay for that. Yeah? And so my man said, well, how much? The dude came up with a ridiculous price. My man said, okay. So he looked at another dog, and another dog. He said, how much is that one? How much is that one? The dude said, man, you ain't got that type of money. He said, you ain't got that type of money. He said the dude got so cocky after a while. He said, man, I'll let you have this whole yard for $15,000. Been a wise guy, right? So my boy said, okay. Told his girl to go to the car and get a duffel bag. Waiting for this connection. It said slow. He went to the car and asked the girl to bring the duffel bag. Just one. They brought the duffel bag. He threw it to the dude's feet. The dude opened the duffel bag. He opened it up. His eyes wide open. His wife looks in there. He said, oh, God, they need to pull the money out. They count. They happy. And my boy, he said, everything good? He said, yeah. And then my boy said to him, he said, you know what? If he wasn't so arrogant, you could have got more than that. But since you think I didn't have the money, go get the other duffel bag. He told the girl to get the other duffel bag. He said, this is equal in amount. You could have got both of these bags, but thank you for letting me get it for half of what I was coming to pay. Then came, had his people come swoop and get the whole yard. He was just one example. It was a few of them out there playing that game. Because the Klansmen didn't think niggas had that type of money. Right? They didn't have no clue how big the dope money was. They had no real inkling how big. Only a few did, but how much money niggas was making in the hood. They didn't have an inkling. So that's how it pretty much happened. Klansmen needed money. They didn't live good. They didn't have too much money. Money was everything. You know what I mean. So they didn't care about selling no dog. The price was right. They jacked the price up ridiculous, and somebody's willing to pay for it. So fine. I ain't got to worry about saying this nigga's not coming in my house. He ain't my friend. I just sold him a dog or a pup, whatever. So out of the Klansmen's arrogance and ignorance, and looking down their nose at black folks, they got tricked. When the double whammy became on them, when they was called and set up, they got set up. They got caught with a double whammy. And these people, with these great dogs and shit, came back to the hood with them. And they was just not smart enough, some of them, to keep a dog in another area, not in an area where they hustle. And thus began the little pebble rolling into a big boulder coming down the hill for the game. Because a lot of these game dogs got taken, not because they was looking for dog fighters, they was looking for the drug dealers and stumbled upon them. So that is the real truth. So Kobe, black folks alone didn't destroy the game. White folk, white Klansmen, ignorant, arrogant Klansmen helped destroy the dogs game. Because the black folks couldn't get the dogs that they didn't have. Who they was going to get the dogs from? They didn't have the dog. They're looking to acquire to buy the dogs. Who had the dogs? So who responsible who sold the dogs to the wrong hands? And that is facts, and that is history. So you want to talk about why the game is here now? It fucked up the way it is now? Fucking Klansmen and fucking my niggas that was in a dope game that shouldn't even have these dogs. All right? And even one of my brothers that was in the game that did that, he said, I wish I was never in the dope game. With that being said, I'm not going to take up too much time. But Kobe, Cayenne, that's how it happened. That's exactly how it happened. I seen your post. A lot of people said a lot of shit. They had a lot of opinions, but I'm coming with facts. I'm coming with fucking facts. Shit that I know from real solid people and shit that I witnessed. Don't put it all on black folks under the disguise of drug dealers. Don't do that. Don't do that, because it's not right.
Did the dope boys ruin the dog game? Great topic, man, and it's one that's going to always be a controversial topic. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, brother, a lot of people say dope boys when they want to say black. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm going to do. Because, my channel, I'll get up here and I'm going to give it to you. And that's what I'm about to do today. A lot of people going to be mad what I'm about to say. But I'm going to say it because you just got to give it to brothers, man. You 100% right, Shaka, that video right there. My response is not to take away from nothing you said. Everything you said was, correct. But my thing is, did the dope boys ruin the dog game? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Which came first, man? Because see, at the end of the day, you got to look at it like this. Just like that brother said, a lot of times when you went to these yards, some of the older dog men, they might be like, they really don't really F with you like that. They don't rock with you like that. So they'll throw a number out so high thinking you can't afford that. Say, he tell you, he don't want to sell it, especially to you, and he probably will sell it to somebody else for $500, but he told you $2,500, you know, thinking you don't got the money. But them brothers during that era was sitting with a whole pocket full of money. So when you tell me 25, hold up, boom, there you go. You know, so who was to blame for it? The man with the money in his pocket or the man who threw the price out? You know, and like I said, you know, you had your D-boys that was spending money, and then you had your junkies that was smoking the shit. A lot of junkies had dogs. A lot of crackheads had dogs. Meth heads have dogs. I'm not saying that to crack on nobody. I'm telling you what it was and what it is. I bought a dog from a brother, pull up in his yard, seen the dogs, pull up in his yard. I had the vibe that he was smoking because I could look at him and tell. You know what I'm saying? And I just so happened to have a little bit of shit on me at the time. So I offered it to him and he took. You know, he wanted, he told me what he wanted. I gave him an 8-ball for the dog and I left out the yard with the dog. He said, tell his neighbors that I'm taking the dog off the breed. He was trying to keep his neighbors out of his business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Tell him that I'm taking the dog off the breed or whatever. And that was the last time I seen him. You know, so what came first, man? The brother who wanted to, you know, that's got a problem, or the brother with a pocket full of dollars? You know, we all say the dope boys screwed up the game, but I understand what that brother said. Or do you really mean to say the blacks came in and screwed it up? You know, but I want to address that topic as well, you know, in a few seconds. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, did the blacks screw up the dog game? Let me say it like this to my brothers and sisters. You know, I don't know if they screwed up the dog game, but I'm gonna tell you this is a damn fact. You know, I don't know about the 80s, I don't know about the 90s, but right now today, the black man is his own worst enemy in the dog game. You know, his own worst enemy in the dog game. It's always putting himself up under the white brother when it comes to them dogs. You know what I'm saying? Now, peep this out, right? We go to football. Oh, football. You thinking black people running, black people, basketball. Black people running, black people running. You ain't want to take no advice. You ain't want to take no advice. This sport, you ain't want to take no advice. When it comes to the dog, you rarely get them brothers who want to sit down and take advice from black brothers. Then, when it comes to you stealing your dog, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be a black brother. When it comes to somebody knocking your cells, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be a black brother. When it comes to anything that's keeping you from reaching the levels you need to reach in this Pitbull game, it's gonna be a black brother. It ain't gonna be the white brothers. I'm not gonna say the white brothers don't hate on you. I'm not gonna say the white brothers ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say the white brothers ain't gonna do something disrespectful to you. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these pit bulls in 2025, you know, black people take them own selves down, you know, period. You don't see them white brothers, 40 people around the box getting busted and all these dogs. Listen, let's just be real about this shit, right? I've been doing this news for a couple years now. How many times have I given y'all brothers a dog bust when we got 40 white brothers and sisters sitting around the box, got busted? Never. Never. You know, what you want me to sugarcoat this shit? Big salute to that brother Shaka, you know what I'm saying? And the knowledge you was giving brothers in the video, man. You know, because I don't think the dope boys actually screwed the game up. You know, I just think when the dope boys came with the money, the endless supply of money, you know, these poor brothers with the dogs, you know, like the brother said, you know, you try to be arrogant and all kind of stuff, and you thinking we can't afford this, you thinking that you throwing these high numbers out. Like the brother said, you could have got 30 G's, you know what I'm saying? If you would have waited, you could have got 30, but you know, you jumped on them 15 because you thought I'd even have 15, but I had a whole double that in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? So we can't blame it on the brothers because you got bread. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say, I will say this. The dope boy didn't ruin the dog game. Unless you tell exactly where the dope boy is ruining the dog game at. I'm going to tell you where I feel like they're ruining the dog game at. And this is white dope boy or black dope boy. A dope boy that's a dog man is not the one ruining the game. That's not the one ruining the game. The dope boys that don't like dogs, the dope boys that just want to make a bet, the gamblers, those are the ones that's ruining the dog game. Those are the ones that you got 10 of them around the box and none of them deal with dogs. You see, you can't blame, like I said, you can't blame a man having money and saying that ruined something. So what you saying? Because these brothers got money now, the game ruined? Money don't ruin the game. It's what you do with these dogs. Nobody forced. They don't got a story out there. They got some jack stories, but rarely you hear a story about somebody put the gun on somebody and forced them to sell their dogs. You sold them because you wanted to sell them. You needed the money and you wanted the money. Simple as that. It don't matter who came with the money, And so if you gon' listen, this is the thing. Black brothers can't help that the crack was dropped off in their neighborhood and they figured out what to do with it, Even though it's illegal, they didn't drop the crack off in the white neighborhoods. They dropped it off in the black. So they figured out how to utilize that crack, right? And they got a bunch of money with it. If they would have dropped it off with the white brothers, they would have had the money. So, you can't. I can see what brothers say, brothers trying to make it seem like when blacks came in, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, and I gotta be fair and uncut, raw and unbiased, man. Shit was a whole lot more. Before you start letting all these street folk in, you want to say I'm talking about black, so be it. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Before all these whatever you want to call it, got in the dog game, it was a whole lot more safer back in the days. Now they feel like it's an obligation for them to be part of this dog circuit. You had to know somebody back in them days and be affiliated with somebody and connected with somebody in order to show up. And then this is the thing, even if I'm connected, there's no way in hell I can bring somebody else to a show. That's a no-no. In this day and time, you dealing with different folk, man. Different kind of folk. So I will say that part of if you want to call that the dope game, whatever you want to call it, all that, the gamblers, I feel like the gamblers, the heavy gamblers that don't really, they don't got no dogs. They just there to put 50,000 on it, 20,000 on it. Them the brothers that ruin the dog game. Now you can't see if you really got a bulldog or not, because let me tell you, right? The big bettors ruin the dog game. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you exactly why. The big bettors, because y'all the one duck and dodge. Y'all use that money to dodge shows. Oh, if you ain't doing 30 grand, we ain't doing nothing. How the hell you got a bulldog? Yeah, you won money. You got that 30. Say you won 2 shows. You got 60 grand. That's a lot of bread. You good. But this ain't the bank. We ain't talking about how much money you accumulated. This ain't what the Pitbull game is about. The Pitbull game is about having them bulldogs and what kind of bulldogs you accumulated with. And that's totally free. You know what I'm saying? That don't got nothing to do with how much money you're putting down. And when you're putting 30 and 40, and then you're saying, oh, we ain't doing nothing unless you're doing it for 30 and 40. You don't know if you got a bulldog because you won 2 damn shows. Oh, yeah, you won 2 and you got 60. You thinking, and let me tell you how the dog game is fucked up right now. My dog won 2 shows, he won $100,000, and you want to brag to me about that's a bulldog. That ain't no fucking bulldog yet. He won $100,000, that's it. You could have went against bullshit-ass dogs. A bulldog gonna show you and prove you he a bulldog. It ain't got nothing to do with no damn bread. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to do with no bread. Oh, you can say He don't gotta do nothing else because he bought 100,000 in, and that's enough to take care of my family, do what I had to do, make upgrades, do what, do that. In that aspect, he's a bulldog to the family, But to come up to me and tell me he's some type of high quality bulldog because he won 2 shows and off a lot of money, man, that ain't shit. So you just bet high. That don't prove you got the bulldog. So that's why I say the high betters is what screwed the bulldog game up. Nobody not betting 50,000, no damn 10, 15 times. You're not gonna find nobody to bet you that much. So in the meantime, while you right here bragging about you got a good dog and you got this high ass price tagged to this dog, you know what I'm saying? The dog ain't shit. And a lot of brothers think these brothers' dogs be good and ill and all kind of stuff because they put high tags on. Oh man, he want to fight him for 50,000. He got a killer. His dog a straight fucking cur. And he willing to put 50 on him, but that got you scared. Seen too many brothers back down from curs because this brother put a fat bag on it. He ain't putting a fat bag on it for nothing. But contrary to your opinion, brothers, it's brothers out there that do that every damn day. Put a fat bag on a damn cur every damn day. They don't care because they got the bread. So that's why I say, that part of the game is screwed up. Brothers get that shit twisted. You ain't got no bulldog. You just got a dog that won you some money. Period. There's no different than my dog win one match for 100 grand. And then I jump into conversations with these brothers who got 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 time winners, 10 time winners. And I'm trying to put my dog in that category, because he won $100,000. That ain't shit. We talking about do you got a bulldog? That's the whole point. That's what the game is getting lost at. These brothers don't care about having bulldogs no more. All they care about is how much they're gonna make off that bulldog. And you can make money off of bullshit these days. Brothers don't take pride in having real top quality bulldogs. I'm gonna come back to that, and like I said, great video, brother Shaka, salute to you. But right now, I'm gonna talk about this for a minute. If you got a scattered bred male dog, totally scattered, and a scattered bred female dog, how do you find where your dog traits are coming from in your dog? Outside of the mother and the father, the direct mother and father. How can you know what this dog where he's getting these traits and these genes from in your puppies if you got a scattered male, a scattered female? How can you do it? How can you say it's coming from the grandmama? It's coming from this one. You got about 40 dogs in this dog pedigree. 40 different strains of different things. How can you say it's coming from that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm getting to my point. My point is, start with your own dogs. That's telling you, that's the whole point right there. If you can't take 2 scatterbred dogs and tell me, oh, this is a so-and-so dog, this is that dog, that means you rock with what you got. Start from what you got is all that matters in the dog game. All that other stuff in the pedigree, that shit don't matter. It matters, but it don't matter what you doing and what you got going forward. None of them dogs in that pedigree can come out there and assist your dog in no competition he getting into, period. No weight pull, no treadmill, like he gonna jump off the paper and say, run, push, and your dog gonna start running faster because he got some red boy in him or some red boy Jocko or Jeep or whatever. Listen, your dog is what's gonna represent you, not them damn ones in that pedigree. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell brothers, Mellow Yellow, Fletcher, they offer what they offer, but they represent me. I'm not worried about making no crosses and say this mine or listen here, man. I'm doing what the old schoolers did because I came up around old schoolers. I can't vibe how y'all youngsters doing this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When you make a name for your dog, it was what it was and it is what it is. A lot of y'all old schoolers don't know about that shit because you never made a damn name for your damn dog. Period. Bunch of damn lying. I can tell when you get the line, when you get on some of these damn dog shows, you make the best sounding damn stories. Like, man, listen here, man, you wasn't doing that shit. Sit the hell down, man. Motherfucker know a lie when they hit. You know? I'm rocking with them old school brothers, man, trying to worry about if I got the best dog or not. Worried about my dog, not the ones in the pedigree. See, this thing. It's great and it's best if you know who the dogs is in your pedigree. If you know all the dogs, that's 100% better. And y'all hit that like button up out there, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. You know, we just gonna keep giving it up, man. Keep giving it up. Like I said, what ruined the dog game? You know, from the mid 90s, you know, to the early 2000s. Yeah, we had a surge of young black brothers coming into the dog game. A lot of them brothers had dope money, you know. But the thing is, like I said, nobody was forced to sell, you know. And it's not the sale that actually messed it up. It's the fact that the person that you selling it to, you know, because you got to look at it both ways. If you selling it to a real dog man, you know, contrary to a lot of brothers' opinion, you sold dog to dope boys, but just because they didn't come out there flashy. All dope boys don't flash big money, but they got big money. See, it's a difference. I can afford these dogs if I want to buy them, right? But I ain't got to come here and act like, I got a whole wad of money. I got a whole wad of money, this and that, this and that. See, the dope boy didn't screw the game up for buying the dogs, you know. It's what happened after they got the dogs, after the gamblers got the dogs. Cause like I told you, you know, plenty of dope boys bought dogs. A lot of them dope boys were dog men. Some of them dope boys wasn't, you know. And that's a big difference, man. A big, big difference. This man trying to see what the dog gonna do. This man trying to bet, you know. And like I said before, brothers brag about having such outstanding dogs because, you know, you won, you know, a little bit of bread, but you only went 1 or 2 times. You know what I'm saying? And listen here, right now, if I tell brothers I won $100,000 in the show, you gonna automatically think I went against some top quality competition. And this shit lasted 3 minutes. This motherfucker came out with damn near a blue dog, but he was stacked with bread. So you a one-time winner. Now you don't fight. You don't roll nobody under. You don't roll nobody under. Oh, if you ain't got $50,000, we ain't talking. We ain't talking. But yet you studying this damn dog out like he's some big time damn great producer or something. That's where the game got ruined at, you know, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? You took the money. You took too much paper gouging. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you can tell if you got a bulldog if you putting that much and you saying, oh, I ain't going out unless it's for 5,000. I ain't going out unless it's for 10,000. You can't see what kind of bulldogs you got. Everybody not gonna have that bread. And then you sit around waiting 2 or 3 years just to get you another $5,000. Yeah, you got the bread. You making money with your dog. That's not what we're here for. We're here to figure out where the bulldog's at. You know, and that's where the conversation differs at. So you can say dope boys, you can say gamblers, whoever it is. But the conversation start changing when brothers start putting these high dollars on these dogs and let them sit. When you got them old schoolers that was putting $50 on it, $100 on it, and they dog rolling 20 and 30, 10 times. You know what I'm saying? He done got 10 rolls in. He ain't win that much money off of them, but he accomplished more than what the hell you accomplished. You don't know what the hell you got. All you know is you winning money on them. 2 different goals. So that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? These brothers came in the game and they had a whole different goal than what the old school brothers had. And being that they got whatever money you want, a lot of the old school brothers couldn't say no. You know what I'm saying? You throw prices out, thinking the brother can't afford it, he got it, and the dog gone. You know? A lot of these old school brothers sold these dogs, and then 2 days later, they wish they hadn't sold them. And a lot of these dogs were your famous dogs, and they went different places, and that stuff changed history in these dogs, in the dog community, you know? So, hey, man, I just, just try to give my little opinion in it. For what it's worth, I just think, like I said, the money itself ruined the dog game. You know, if we want to take all the blame off of a particular person, the money itself, you know, the greed, you know what I'm saying? Greed. We talking about greed when, you know, you ain't supposed to sell to certain kind of people that get your yard rated. All that stuff ruined the dog game. The dog game is not just ruined in one little area. It's a whole bunch of things, and everybody try to leave off their part and blame it on the next part. Everybody played a part in this damn dog game being screwed up. You know what I'm saying? From Mexicans to whites to blacks, everybody. You know, you ain't gonna leave one group out and say, oh, it was this. No, everybody played their part. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that, man. You know? And now the same way, everybody got to play their part to make that thing right, man. That's all it is to it. And we already know when it comes to these dogs, brothers can come to a common ground. You know what I'm saying? Whether we agree about anything else, when it comes to these dogs, you might not like him, he might not like you, your way of living. But when it comes to dogs, y'all might have something in common if y'all both dog lovers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it is. And at the end of the day, if we gonna make the game or the world or the community better or right, we can't worry about what we did. We gotta acknowledge what we did in the past, acknowledge that we did it, and correct it. The same way if making any other mistake. You know what I'm saying? There's no mistake unrepairable. You know, it's besides life. If you take somebody's life or something like that, you know. But if you make mistakes, you know, just do better. And it's no different than the dog game. We seen where things went bad in the late 90s, mid-90s to late 90s, the early 2000s, around that era where Tant started bringing out that bootleg stuff, when them fake yellow dogs. There's another thing I want to bring up. You know, I seen some brothers posting that Yellow died in 1994, and Yellow didn't die in 1994. He died in 1992. You know, that's what we keep telling brothers. Stop trying to, next thing you know, Yellow gonna be done died in the year 2000. You know, 2 years makes a whole difference. I keep telling brothers, you know, that 2 years that y'all talking about, that Yellow died in 92, and y'all talking about he died in 94, that 2 years was all them 2 years worth of breedings that David Tant made, that he didn't want to give them people their stud money back. He didn't want to give them people their deposits back. None of that type of stuff. So that 2 years is what that was. You know, now I think I ain't going to take no more deposits, old Carl. Carl, I ain't going to take no more deposits, man. I think that's going to be it, old Yellow. 94. Yellow ain't died in no 94. But hey, man, we ain't gonna get too deep in on that. You know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about the golden vein from Chico Lopez. Chico always talking about the golden vein, and see, some people don't understand. Let me explain something. Cause Chico, he always trying to knock people when it comes to them black dogs and stuff like that. And understand that golden vein, that come from that Red Boy Jocko side. You know, that ain't coming from your Hollisworth side, from that Bolio side. That golden vein, what they talking about? That's coming from that yellow side. You know, now, when it comes to the golden vein, you know, when it comes to production, I don't think, Chico, I don't think your dogs have it. The golden vein is what we call yard starting potential. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say you don't have yard starters. But, you know, your pedigrees and your dogs look good, and your pedigrees looking even better. But when it comes to performance and working, you know, you be doing all the talking. Nobody in this American community is talking for your dogs.
Have you guys heard of Candyman? Okay, ready? Candyman. Candyman. Candyman.
You see I get up here and I talk about them Big John dogs and them Walkmore dogs? You know, I'm not the creator of that line, but I'm just a brother who got them dogs, who gonna stand up because they are great dogs. You don't see not one person across the United States with a Chico dog that's willing to stand up to say, this dog is that shit that Chico is saying that he is. Haven't heard one person say it yet, So what golden vein do these dogs possess? When he do his videos, he talk a whole bunch of old school Mayfield them wouldn't deal with this, and these people wouldn't. Listen here, man. At the end of the day, like I told y'all brothers, a good sales pitch is a good sales pitch, but a good dog is where you find them at. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't trying to breed for excellence. You know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to breed to increase your percentage of great dogs that you get. It just is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm going to tell you like this right here. When it comes to them Big John and Walkable dogs, them are true bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? True bulldogs that carry them prepotent traits. There's one thing, at the end of the day, when it comes to them Big John dogs, they is what they is. Bulldogs. And that's what a lot of brothers, don't understand, right? I might talk trash about them Big John dogs, but you ain't see me get rid of mine. You know what I'm saying? You ain't see me get rid of mine. But I tell you what, I ain't gonna talk about these dogs because I'm reading their pedigrees. I know these dogs. When I tell you I've been around these dogs, you know what I'm saying? Not no damn 1-2 years, not no damn, I just buying 2 or 3 dogs. I'm not going off the pedigrees. You can give me the dog off that walk-em-off stuff and just tell me who he off of, and I already visualize the pedigree. I don't need that paper, none of that shit. That's the difference. And a brother, a brother would never understand, no matter how much you want to act like you understand. If you don't got time, man, with these dogs, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about. When you see a certain amount of great dogs come out all the time, it ain't like that with everybody. So when you breeding dogs that ain't like that, you only get 1 or 2 good dogs off a litter. You only get 1 good dog off a litter. When you run into these dogs, not on paper, to these dogs that was bred like this in real life, good dogs, when you run into these dogs and they producing like that, it just is what it is. How you think I could tell you, dealing with this Big John stuff, it's bred so tight because I done did it. When you breed it out to anything else outside of that Red Boy Jocko stuff, no Red Boy Jocko in it, period. Eli Jeep, something else. Breed it to something else, you get throwback dogs. A lot of people put them Big John pedigrees up and you think you want to sell a dog because it's a walk-em out. You don't even know what you selling. Why do you like the dogs? What make you like these Big John dogs? And I'm not talking to no particular person. I'm talking to anybody. What makes you like them? When you ask me that question, I'm going to say, because I won with them, because I lost with them, I seen them kick plenty ass, and I seen them get their ass whipped. I know what it is when it comes to them dogs. When it comes to any dogs can be outperformed. It don't matter what line you got. You know what I'm saying? Any dogs can be outperformed just like any camp can be outperformed. Any kennel camp can be outperformed. I don't give a damn if you're going against a 16-year-old in a wall climb or weight pull or whatever you're going up against, man. You can be outperformed. There's no different, man. See, when it comes to that Big John stuff, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. Some of them bloodlines don't even deserve to be mentioned in the same conversation with them Big John dogs. You know what I'm saying? See, the shit that I'm arguing about is a personal problem. Personal problem. And at the end of the day, I'm speaking what I feel. But at the end of the day, I just got to keep it real. Some of them dogs ain't on Big John line, Little John line level, period. Real bulldogs, fam. I don't care if you get tired of me saying it. Salute to all them brothers that got them Big John, them Little John dogs. You know what I'm saying? one thing about it, and I keep telling brothers, you don't understand the importance of them Big John dogs. Right now today, if you're looking for the Jocko stuff, outside of termite, he ain't gonna give it to you. Look at them Big John dogs. Go to Walkamall's Ace. Walkamall's Ace is a predominantly red boy Jocko dog. He's all red boy Jocko, but he's got a tad bit of more Jocko in him than red boy. You know, he got more, matter of fact, he's got a lot more Jocko in him than red boy. Go back and look at the pedigree. You know, of Walkamall's Ace, he's almost a 70%, 30% Jocko red boy dog. Now you can take Ace, right? You take Ace, which is a 70-30 Jocko red boy. You breed him to a 50-50, which is Saber. Walkamall Saber. You know, 50-50. 70-30 to a 50-50, we still got a higher percentage of Jocko in these dogs than any other line of dogs out today. You know, them termite dogs ain't bred like, you know, how I'm talking about. Termite just off Dangerous Dan. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when Mr. Chavis got, you know, them Jocko dogs bred up. You know, off of, you know, Jocko bred back to his daughter, bred back, you know, line bred Jocko dogs. Now go back, like I said, man, go back and look at Walkamall's Ace. And then from that, you look at the rest of the dogs that made that dog. See, when it come to crossing, yeah, crossing get you good dogs. But I keep telling y'all, brothers, if it ain't broke, why I'm trying to fix it? You trying to fix something that ain't broke? Just to say I'm breeding something, just to say I'm making breedings, it ain't broke. What's the purpose of me trying to fix something? You know? And at the end of the day, no matter how good your bloodline is, I don't give a damn if that joker, you know, no matter how good it is, you can never give it out to the public and everybody gonna be successful with it. It just ain't gonna happen like that. I don't give a damn how good the bloodline is. Everybody just can't be successful with good dogs. The dog game ain't made like that. Some brothers got 10-time winners right there in their hand, and they can't even do shit with it. You know? And so it don't matter about that. I can give out the best dogs in the world. Only a few of them gonna make it out because of where they going to, man. You know? But hey, man, like I always say, my brothers and my sisters, hope everybody had a great day. You know, all we can do, man, is try to stay safe out here, do the right things out here, and stay positive out here. And big shout out to Kobe Sion. I think you the one that had created the topic about did the Dopeboys ruin the dog game on the Facebook post. So big shout out to you, man. Big shout out to Brother Shaka for dropping this video, dropping the knowledge. And like I said, man, brothers just keep doing what they doing, man. Keep doing what they doing. Like I said, always say, this is the era of information. You know, the 90s and all that was the golden age. The 80s and all that was the golden age with these dogs. You know, even more than the 70s. You know, because it was more ways to make contact to great dog brothers. You know what I'm saying? The track was bigger. You know what I'm saying? The train track was bigger. It was more, you know, more competition. So we talking the 80s and the 90s, but now you're in the era of information, man. It shouldn't be nothing you don't know about these dogs. You know? And you see it every day. You don't need 100 dogs to be a dog man. 100 dogs don't do nothing but tell them folk what the hell you need 100 dogs for. You know? That's all that make them folks say, what you need 100 dogs for? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, if it's about the dogs, you know, you can do that with one dog. If it's about the dogs. But, you know, you may need your female to keep your little thing going or whatever. But don't get twisted and don't get fooled about these brothers out here, man, that they try to act like they got, I got 60, 70, 80 dogs, and they want to, all of them curs. Every last one of them curs. You might got 1 or 2 good dogs on the yard. Listen, if you started with bullshit, it don't matter if you got 100 dogs. If you started with bullshit, you got 100 damn chain spaces filled with bullshit. Some of the chain spaces may be better bullshit than the other ones. You know? But you started with that. especially if you're not doing some real selective breeding. You know? So hey man, salute all the brothers. Y'all drop y'all opinions down in the comments, man. Where you think the dog game went wrong at? Where do you think like the path changed? When the lane changed and things don't look the way they used to look, when you come into the dog game. What era do y'all think that was? The 70s, the 80s, 90s, 2000s? Like I said, look at it like this, man. Okay, money didn't change that much that quick. I'm talking about the value of money. You see how, okay, if we go back to the 50s and stuff like that, right? You see how say $5 was, probably what maybe $100 is now. You know what I'm saying? Or more. But as time went on, the money, the value of money went up. But it ain't, right now, it's all about money. I'm not old enough to say money changed the value that much. Okay, of course, it has changed a little bit because when I started working at 14, my first job, I was making $4.25 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So money has went up. Minimum wage is $7.70 something or something like that. It's not even $8. Minimum wage is not $8. I was making $4.25 when I was 14. If I'm 45 now, 30 years later, the minimum wage went up $3, $1 every 10 years. We was buying dogs for $2.50 back then. Them brothers of course they wanted some money, but they wasn't greed hungry like that. They wasn't greed hungry to the point where, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. If you paid $1,500 for something back then, it was a big dog, and it probably was supposed to be a good dog. But now, man, it's all about the money. It's all about the pedigrees. And you really got to be careful to make sure you're even getting good dogs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I take pride in. And I don't worry about even trying to get back out here. I did what I did in my days. You know what I'm saying? And that's enough for me to talk about now. You know what I'm saying? And I always have to say when I talk about that stuff that we do not condone anything illegal now. All these stuff be stories and different things that we use to try to help brothers guide themselves in another direction now. You know what I'm saying? None of the stories I give you, besides we just kicking the shit, talking Sambo stories, none of them old dog fighting stories or anything are told to you so you can get out here and think you can live that type of life today. The stuff is told to you so we can use it as an example to show you what went wrong or what things happened when you did this or what happened when you did that. So we just, got to look at it like that, man. And like I always say, stay positive, stay doing the right things, because it's so easy to drift off path when you're dealing with these brothers out here. Like I said a few minutes ago, it's our own brothers that's stopping us from eating anything. What you want me to, let's stop talking about the dogs. Let me go to my brothers from the Bloods to the Crips to the GDs to the whoever. Somebody answer this question. Why only blacks got to worry about y'all gangs? Why the white brothers don't got to worry about the gangs? Why is it, no matter how tough and gangster from LA, I don't give a damn, from Compton on New York City to South Carolina. Any rules y'all making is only towards the black people. But yet you say it's to build the community up. How the hell is to build a community up when the community is the only one threatened? Your community is the only one threatened by it. White brother walk down through the hood, nothing gonna happen to him. Oh, he police. Oh, he an officer. That's your excuse for him walking and you not doing nothing to him. You ain't doing shit to him. Let that black brother walk down that same damn street. It's only us that's stopping us. But yet we always using an excuse saying it's the white man. But when it come to that dope boys topic, you know, I had to say it like that. Me myself, and I could be wrong, and like I always say, it's just my opinion. You know, I don't think the dope boy himself ruined the game. I think it's the degenerate gamblers and the brothers who got money, who hang with some of the dope boy dog men. You know what I'm saying? They ruined the game and putting them high prices on the matches ruined the dog game. Like when I was talking about the Eli, the Bully Son, and the Jeep, you know, what about Scrub? Scrub is in the background. Would there be Scrub dogs? Mr. Boudreaux Scrub dogs. Like, it's crazy when you look at these brothers with these old school dogs and how these old school lines started up. It's like, the only thing I could think of, it's like these brothers say, the book's closed, no more lines created. You know, after this right here, it stops. And we know that didn't happen. And if it did happen, they can kiss my ass because my dog is going to be what the hell I say they're going to be. You know? I'm not trying to fit into that little cloud of folk that's trying to rock with it that way. You know? But yeah, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all brothers here too long. Just touching on some topics. I'm glad y'all rock with me tonight. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay legal. Remember, who gonna give it to you fair and uncut, raw and unbiased, man. And much love to them brothers. You know, they drop on Facebook with your posts and you drop on YouTube with your posts. And don't mind me responding and giving my opinion, man. Much love, PB K9, and I'm out.
Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burn it deep. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first green ballin', trying to get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Different decisions that I done made got me fucked up now. Still gon' thug the life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day of my life, yeah, nigga chasing cheese. And the same niggas that be around, they won't see you off your feet. My mama been doing bad,